Volition's reboot of Saints Row is almost here on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, PC, and Google Stadia. Offering a massive new world to explore, new combat mechanics, and a brand new story, it's a more grounded approach to the traditional Saints formula. Thankfully, the series' penchant for over-the-top action, zany humor, and extensive customization still remains. Let's take a look at a few tips and tricks you should know before hopping in. Co-op availability. Much like its predecessors, Saints Row will feature co-op. The reboot offers drop-in, drop-out co-op, which means other players can simply hop into your session and start playing. However, upon beginning the game, you'll probably notice that co-op isn't fully available. Don't panic though, one simply needs to complete the first 2 story missions solo. Once that's done, the world opens up and you can matchmake with random players or have friends join your session for some mayhem. Check your phone regularly. This is obvious, but checking your phone is one of the most essential things you could do when traveling from point A to point B. The app allows for a myriad of functions, from scoping the map of Santo Ileso and the list of available missions to changing your character's look and assigning skills and perks. However, it's also where you can look at wanted contracts, transfer money earned to your account, and check any collectibles unlocked for customizing your crib. Whether it's hunting for any nearby wanted targets or even calling in some allies to back you up, the phone is super useful. Though you have a limited variety of apps from the outset, several more unlock as you continue playing. Tactics for each faction. Los Panteros, Martial Defense Industries, and the Idols are the 3 opposing factions that the Saints will go up against. Unfortunately, the key to defeating them isn't as simple as just shoot the head, though an ample amount of headshots are still required. Each has different tactics to overcome. Los Panteros, for instance, are the toughest, and as such, area attacks and abilities aren't very effective. What is effective is hanging back and constantly moving around or slowing their movement. Knockback statuses are also effective. Focus on one target at a time, and victory should be yours. By contrast, Martial Defense Industries uses tactics, high-tech weaponry, and cybernetic implants to make life miserable for the Saints. Sticking to cover is advised, but it should also be used to close the distance, ideally for some close-quarters combat. Area attacks and abilities are also very effective and can disrupt their strategies. Analyze the situation and strike before they can. The Idols are by far the most enigmatic of the bunch. They can convince nearby civilians to fight for their cause or even affect your own allies' abilities. Going aggressive is the best tactic. Stamp out any specialists or bosses first and take care to avoid any of their disorienting abilities. When the Idols drop the base, as it were, take cover. Unlocking insurance fraud. Criminal ventures are your path to making money in Saints Row. You'll need all the income you could get, especially to unlock higher tiers of ventures. Insurance fraud is one of the more straightforward and fun options available once the world opens up. Eli will introduce the boss to Tamira, who helps set up Shady Oaks Medical Clinic as a front for insurance fraud. The activity is simple. Jump into traffic and take as much damage as possible. One of the new additions with the reboot is the adrenaline meter. Once it's full, you enter adrenaline mode and can explode vehicles when colliding with them. This provides even more airtime, making it easier to increase the combo counter and money earned while keeping the adrenaline going. As always, look for long straight roads and avoid intersections for those juicy hits. Waste disposal tips. One of the newer criminal ventures is waste disposal. Managed by Jersey Dan, the activity involves locating toxic waste barrels and driving them back to bright future disposal. All that glow isn't just for show though, the barrels can explode if they move around too much. Since you get paid for each barrel of intact waste, it's in your best interest to ensure that everything is in one piece. Hilariously enough, going fast is the best way to do so. Knowing the Santo Ileso roads, avoiding traffic, and being skilled enough at driving are all important, but these things can be made easier with some car upgrades. Complete challenges for vehicles that provide infinite boost and crab steering, which allows for all 4 wheels to turn at the same time, providing more maneuverability to gain an edge. Cutting edge and customization. Speaking of edge, it's well worth visiting the Cutting Edge, a retro-esque looking shop run by fashion designer Edith Hunt. After being introduced by Kevin, the player needs to follow the clues in Edith's vision journal to locate objects in the world. Once the object in question is found, take a picture of it and Edith can transform it into customization for one's clothing, skin, vehicles, and weapons. Cactus, wood, brick, and diamond are a few of the choices, but given the extensive customization available in the game, there should be even more insane options to get decked out in. Clothing store locations. If you're keen on more traditional clothing shops, then there are plenty to be found through the various districts. Buckaroo Leggings in Old Town offers Western clothing befitting a Wild West enthusiast. The Swole in Sanatorium Flats is the place for sportswear. Wear Hard Industrial Clothing Company in Smelterville offers tough threads for tough people, and much more. If you check out the Railroad line in Mercado, you may even find shops selling Calavera face paint, sunglasses, and pointy boots. Unlocking new dances. So fancy clothing and skin customization is important, but what if you want to learn some new dance moves and style on your enemies? Enroll in the Crazy Chicken Dance Studio in Sanatorium Flats. Its classes allow for keeping up with all the latest dances. While not providing the most practical edge in combat, having some smooth moves available to show off your version of the boss is always important. Playing golf. In a recent trailer showcasing Let's Pretend, the shop for disguises, a brief scene of the boss playing golf can be seen. Lest you think this is just a random shot for the sake of chaos, it seems that golfing is possible in-game. The Woodbush Country Club in Monte Vista is the place to visit, and though it has a high fee and long waiting list, there should be a way to muscle in and play the greens. If nothing else, at least the golf cart can be taken for an indiscriminate drive and modified heavily just because. Turn off health bars. If you find the health bars in combat to be too distracting, then good news, they can be turned off entirely via the accessibility settings. Other options let you scale the UI size, hide GPS arrows, and much more depending on your needs.
That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Bolt.